we'll give you this fight, but you have to vacate.
I don't hate the idea. Here's where my confusion comes in, is how come these things aren't clearer? For example, if you ask Islam if you were stripped, Islam will say no. If you ask the UFC was this stripped, the UFC will say yes. I'm just not sure why these terms aren't clear. If Islam's goal was to go up to 170 so he could obtain champ status, but they take the 55-pound title away, they also take that opportunity to become champ away. But hear me out on this, because they did the same thing to Ilia Topuria, and Ilia is claiming that he wasn't stripped. In fact, not only is Ilia claiming he wasn't stripped, it was as recently as last week on the Errol Hawani program, they swore up and down that Ilia was promised a title shot, whether it involved Islam or not.
Comfortable then, are like, all right, now he's proven himself at 155. And then potentially after Jack, now it makes more sense to have this super fight with Ilia Topuria, now that he's proven himself at 155.
Of course, yeah, of course. That would make everybody happy, you know, if something like that were to happen, and the UFC gods make those decisions and everybody accepts. That would be the ideal situation, you know. And again, like I said, these are actual facts of what could happen and are going to be discussed. I know that what we're talking about are discussions to be made. What will happen, we don't know, but we're pretty close. I'm pretty sure about that. I mean, it's very obvious. Anybody that's a real fan and follows the sport knows that, you know, this is the actual scenarios that.
So now you're the champion.
Yep.
The next step is defending it. They always say, you know, winning is one thing, defending it is the next.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with that. I feel like this is just the beginning, you know. It's a lot of work's been done, but yeah, this is the real work is now.
And so Islam Makhachev is the name that everyone's talking about. He's come up to welterweight, vacated his title. It's basically Dana's confirmed that he's your next challenger.
Yeah.
So at least you've got that. When and where is still to be decided.
Yeah.
How do you now prepare for that?
I mean, it's just I think Islam Makhachev is a better version of Belal. I think his striking on the feet is I think it's more. I even think it's easier. The striking on the feet, I think it's easier than Belal, because he's more just, he'll stay in one stance. He's more traditional style. But yeah, he's the pound for pound #1. So it's a tough fight. But I guess we'll just watch all his fights again, make a solid game plan, and then just start working at it. From pretty much now, I'm going to start working on.
Islam Makhachev versus Jack Della Maddalena is the kind of fight that reminds everyone why we love MMA. It's not just another matchup, this one feels special. Two of the best from different weight classes going head to head, each with their own strengths, styles, and huge risks. Islam, the pound for pound king, is chasing something historic. He wants a second belt. But Jack isn't just another name. He's got powerful, explosive striking and scary good takedown defense, and he's not going to let Islam just walk in and take over. People might expect a mismatch, but this isn't one of those. This fight is balanced, it's real, and it could go either way. Nobody's safe here. Every second in that cage will be unpredictable. This is MMA at its most thrilling.
Jack, and naturally, not like he's not cutting weight type of vibes. I know.
What did you think about the Islam vacating the belt and going up and immediately getting a shot at the welterweight bout? And what do you think about that? And how different is that fight going to play out than what we saw versus Belal?
That's going to be a great fight. Islam is working very hard. He's being vocal that he wants to go up to 170. I think he's big. I think he's a big boy. He killed himself to make 55. I think that's the right division for Islam. He just tweeted something after the fight that he will not vacate the title, and then he vacated the title. I don't know. I think he was a little okay. If you're going up, we gotta. I don't know, but probably that was in the negotiation. And yeah, I like him moving up. I proving himself.
I think Islam Makhachev has done enough. He's beat Volk twice. He's beat pretty much everybody in the lightweight division. Charles Oliveira. He hasn't fought Justin Gaethje. I think it's time for him to have the opportunity to become a double champ. And I like this fight a lot. I like it a lot because, you know, they both move good on the feet. They both move a lot. Body kicks. You can definitely see Islam go for a double leg takedown, uses judo, his wrestling. And how would Jack Della respond? Jack Della's crisp on the feet as well with his hands and straight punches. They're both big 170ers, and I'm excited.
Michael Bisping totally gets it. He's not just another analyst throwing out opinions, he's lived this sport. He's been in these wars, and when he says Jack is a real threat to Islam, it means something. Bisping has watched Islam dominate people, just walk through elite names like it's nothing. But he also knows that stepping into a higher weight class is a huge challenge. It's not just about being skilled. When you go up in weight, you're dealing with fighters who are naturally bigger, stronger, and hit way harder. Islam won't just face more power, every punch from a welterweight is heavier, every exchange is more dangerous, and every mistake, it's more costly. Bisping keeps going back to how impressive Jack looked when he fought Belal Muhammad. Belal is known for his gas tank, he breaks people with his cardio. But Jack didn't just hang in there. He made Belal look like he was moving in slow motion. He stuffed takedowns like it was nothing. He landed precise punches and stayed totally calm. No wild swings, no panic, just clean, sharp striking over and over again. Bisping saw a smart, dangerous fighter, not just a guy who can brawl, but someone who thinks through every move. That's what makes Jack such a serious challenge for Islam.
Another day. So Islam has vacated the belt. He's going to take on Jack Della Maddalena. Now, when he was going to fight Belal, you probably saw Dana say, if he was to fight Belal, he would have been a big favorite.
Moving up to fight Jack, the odds makers have this fight at even.
And I'm not surprised, because when you see Jack, what he did to Belal, the way that he pieced him up, the way that he stopped the takedowns, the way that he did get back to his feet when he was taken down, did it very, very technically. The way he was pinging him, right, like his corner was asking for.
5 minutes to realize all your dreams. Let's go. Safety first, stay focused, keep pinging the...
He was pinging his head off. I'm not going to say see you next Tuesday work, because YouTube will have a fit, okay?
That's fucking illegal.
But I love the work from the cornerman, and I love the boxing from Jack.
And Bisping doesn't shy away from pointing out the risk in Islam's move. Sure, Islam is amazing, nobody doubts his skills, but going up a division, that changes everything. Bisping has done it, he knows firsthand how different it feels. It's not just about skill anymore, it's about how your body handles the new size, the new power and the new pressure. Islam has ruled the lightweight world, but now he's stepping into a storm. Jack is a whole different beast, and that's why Bisping isn't acting like this is an easy win for Islam. It's a true test. Islam is chasing history, sure, but Jack might be the one to slam the door shut. That's the excitement, that's the danger, and Bisping can't wait to see how it all plays out.
Takedown defense. And by the way, Belal Muhammad, best cardio in all of mixed martial arts. Jack Della Maddalena pushed him to the absolute limit. What I'm saying here is that this isn't a given for Islam Makhachev. This is a real fight, a real test. You want to move up a weight class? You want to test the waters up there? You're going to go straight in at the deep end and take on the champion? Massive opportunity. Become a two-weight division champion. Join the likes of Conor McGregor, Daniel Cormier, Amanda Nunes, George St. Pierre, Henry Cejudo. There's a few others. Maybe there is, there isn't. Let me know in the comment section who I'm forgetting. But he wants to do that, and that's his right. A fair play to him, and we're all excited for that. But it's not guaranteed that he wins that fight. And what happens then? Does he come back down?
On the other hand, Joe Rogan sees this fight very differently. To Joe, there's one clear favorite, and that's Islam Makhachev. Joe's been high on Islam for a while now, and when he talks about Islam, it's like he's describing a mythical warrior. Islam isn't just a champ to Joe, he's the scariest guy in the entire division. He runs through top contenders like they're nothing. He taps out killers like it's a warm-up. Joe's seen it all from cage side, and when he calls Islam the pound-for-pound best, you know he means it. He talks about Islam like he's not even human, training like a machine, obsessed with every detail, always pushing his body to the edge. That's what sets champions apart from legends, and Joe thinks Islam is on his way to becoming a legend. He's seen other fighters fold under pressure, but Islam rises when the pressure's highest. He lives for the grind, and Joe believes that when the cage door closes, Islam will show once again why he's on another level.
Of an obsession. So when you're obsessed with something, it doesn't require discipline, because you can't wait to do it again. Mike Tyson said best, he said, discipline is doing something you hate, but doing it like you love it. You know, like when you're in training camp, you're pushing the limits of your physical endurance and recovery because you're trying to achieve an adaptation. You can't maintain fight-ready fitness all year round. One thing that people don't understand about like fight-ready, like when a guy like Islam Makhachev, who is the UFC lightweight champion, the pound-for-pound best fighter on earth, when that guy is fighting, when he gets into the cage on the day, whatever it is, that Saturday night, this is a heat of performance and training that cannot be maintained. He wants to catch it right when he's right there, when the body hasn't broken down yet. You're getting it to right when your body can recover and is forced to maintain this insane level of fitness, and then you have to take.
For Joe Rogan, this fight isn't just about a challenge, it's about Islam proving once again that he's unbeatable. Joe doesn't just believe in Islam, he knows what he's seen. To him, Islam isn't just a great fighter, he's a nightmare matchup for anyone. Whether it's a striker, a grappler, or a brawler, Islam finds a way to break them all. And now, Jack is just the next guy on the list.
Yeah, that dude is on another level. I mean, he is the truth. I was always impressed with him. But, I mean, I was saying, leading up to him getting a shot at the world title, he's the boogeyman of that division. He was the guy that everybody was saying, like, is the most dominant of all the contenders. And then when he tapped over, that was a big one. When he tapped Dan Hooker, that was a big one, too. It's like the way he's tapping these guys, who are these world-class fighters.
Javier Mendez, though, has a much more cautious outlook. He's Islam's coach, and he's not here to make wild predictions. He's not expecting a fast win or a clean finish. Instead, Mendez is preparing for the long haul, a 5-round war. He's mentally getting ready for the toughest version of Jack, and he's making sure Islam doesn't take anything for granted. Mendez knows that when you expect a quick victory and don't get it, it can throw everything off. Fighters lose focus, they panic, that 1 second of doubt can end the fight. That's why Mendez stays calm, alert, and ready to adjust. He watches every second carefully, because this isn't about dominating, it's about surviving, adapting, and outlasting. He's preparing Islam to grind if he has to.
I just know Islam wants this one. So for me, that's the challenge I want, and it's the challenge that I know Islam's going to be, supreme over, because I just know his skill set. I know what he brings to the table, and he brings an incredible work ethic along with skill set in every area. So, Islam's a whole different animal than Jack's ever been involved with. So if that fight does materialize, we're going to see a hell of a fight, and you're going to see Islam perform at an absolute incredible.
Mendez explains how dangerous it is to assume things in a fight. If Islam expects an early finish and it doesn't come, everything could spiral. So Mendez blocks out all those assumptions. He's focused on every second of every round, knowing fights rarely go the way people expect. To him, this fight might go all 5 rounds, and he's preparing Islam to be ready for anything. And then Daniel Cormier brings up something nobody can ignore. Islam has never fought at welterweight. This is all new for him. Islam's been a monster at lightweight, but now he's facing fighters who are naturally bigger and stronger, like Jack. And DC wonders, can Islam's body hold up? Even though Islam is big for a lightweight, he's still stepping into unfamiliar territory. Jack already lives and trains at this size, and if Islam didn't bulk up properly, if he rushed it, or didn't do it right, it could seriously hurt his performance. Will he still be fast? Will he have the same cardio? These are real questions, because gaining weight isn't just about size, it changes how you move, how you strike, and how you defend. Cormier wants to see not just who wins, but how Islam handles the pressure of fighting someone naturally bigger and more powerful. It's a huge part of this story.
It's a fantastic fight. It's a big-time fight. And if Jack Della looks the way he did last weekend, it's very, very intriguing fight, because we've never seen Islam Makhachev fight up at 170 pounds. We've never seen it. We've never seen him have to compete up 15 more pounds. Yes, he is a big dude, but in terms of full-on stature, is he big as Jack Della Maddalena is? And also, if he thought he may fight International Fight Week, how small had he gotten? And how much time does he have to put the weight back on the right way before he moves up to 170? A lot of questions.
Then we get Ilia Topuria's thoughts, and he doesn't hold back. Ilia thinks this isn't just about fighting in a new division, it's about mentality. To Ilia, it feels like Islam is running away from unfinished business at lightweight, and that weighs on a fighter's mind. Ilia says if he left featherweight without beating someone like Max Holloway, people would question his legacy. They'd wonder if he ducked real competition. And that's exactly what he thinks could haunt Islam. If Islam moved up without clearing out the 155 division, people will talk. They'll question his choices, and that mental noise, it doesn't go away when you change weight classes. Ilya warns that hesitation, doubt, and mental stress could creep into the fight. Against a fighter like Jack, who's powerful and has something to prove, Islam can't afford to second-guess anything. One slip could end it all. So now, the big question is on the table. Can Islam Makhachev handle this huge challenge? Will he step up, silence the doubters, and prove he's just as dangerous at 170 pounds? Or will the weight change, the pressure, and the ghost of unfinished business catch up with him at the worst time? The stakes couldn't be higher. We want to hear what you think. Is this Islam's moment to shine again? Or could this move blow up in his face? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget, if you're loving this kind of MMA breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update.